Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon joining you live here this afternoon. It's 12:40 p.m. Again, the cleanup efforts related to our ice storm do continue, and that comes from a lot of different, both governmental, personal, and then charity organizations. But as that ramps up, there's some immediate needs that certain folks are trying to step into the gap for, and one of those is the folks over at 8 Days of Hope joining me to talk about some of what they are doing to try to reach out and help the community is Steve Tybor, founder of 8 Days of Hope. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. I know that you guys have plans that are continuing to come together related to this. What can you tell us as of Monday afternoon?
Yeah, Matt, we just announced literally like 10 minutes ago that starting tomorrow, we're going to be providing hot meals in 3 different locations in Northeast Mississippi. To get that list, you can go to our website, 8dayshope.com. I'm about to tell you, though, that starting tomorrow at noon in Tupelo, First Baptist Church will have meals ready for you if you are in need of food due to the power outage. Also, we're going to be in New Albany at Hillcrest Baptist Church. And then in Blue Mountain, we'll be at the fire department in Blue Mountain as well. So starting tomorrow, for the foreseeable future, while the power outage continues, our mass feeding arm, one of our 4 arms of the Ministry of 8 Days Hope, will be providing hot meals. I know what some people might be thinking, come to our community. Well, if you have a church in your community and you feel the need is there, we like to underpromise and overdeliver. You can reach out to us at info@8dayshope.com to tell us about the need. But right now we're going to start in these 3 communities, knowing that we'll probably be expanding or moving that arm around a little bit as well. So tomorrow, starting at noon, thousands of hot meals will be ready in these 3 communities, of course, at no charge.
Okay, I'm going to try to get that email address on there. That's info@8daysofhope.com. I changed that on the bottom line there as well. So, I mean, there are these kind of immediate needs right now. There are the, what is it, food, water, shelter, all that kind of stuff, trying to attack the food head on for some folks there that do need it. Because there have been certain shortages there, and obviously the power outage situation. And you've been to a lot of disasters all across the country in your 20 years of doing this, right?
Well, we have. We've been to LA with the fires. We've been to Buffalo for snowstorms, Hawaii when the big fires out there, hurricanes, floods. At the end of the day, no community is ever prepared for a disaster like this. And this disaster is very unique because really, from Texas to Maine, we could have picked 3, 4 out of hundreds of communities. But as you know, our national headquarters is in Tupelo. We love serving Northeast Mississippi when the door opens up. And this door is a big door. I mean, we have volunteer leaders and some of our staff in Oxford, Mississippi, as you and I speak, to try to figure out how we can deploy our rapid response arm up there, the tree damage and some of the trees on homes, blocking driveways so elderly can't leave to go get medicine and food. A disaster like this, there's no quick fix, but we're going to do our best we can to help as many communities as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it starts slowly. I think you mentioned this when we were talking before we came on a minute ago, that this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And for some places, this is going to be going on for quite a while.
It really will. And because it's such widespread, when you have a tornado, it touches down in a subdivision and then leaves the town and there's no other damage. You've got 100 homes or 30 homes. Community after community right now, are without power. And no one can tell us exactly when your power is going to come on. And so everything from trying to stay warm, right? People are doing their hardest to stay warm. But at some point, they're going to need some food. Well, that's where we can help. At some point, we're going to have chainsaws and bobcats and bucket trucks ready to deploy. We're hoping to announce all that in the next 24, 36 hours. 8 Days of Hope, we've been doing this for 20 years. We've been blessed. God has blessed this ministry amazingly. We have about $6 million of equipment, laundry trailers and shower trailers, and 60,000 volunteers plus that will travel on a minute's notice. So again, as those plans unfold, the best way people can stay in the loop of what we're doing and where we're at is by texting the word HOPE. Text the word HOPE to 86373, and you'll sign up for our text alerts, our website, our Facebook page, a lot of information there as well. Not excited to serve in Northeast Mississippi, but blessed and honored that we can be a part of the healing process to so many people in need right here in our backyard.
Text HOPE to give me the number one more time.
86373. Text the word HOPE to 86373. And whenever we deploy anywhere, so when we announce where we're deploying in Northeast Mississippi, maybe you have a loved one that lives in that community that needs help. You'll learn how you can sign up for help or how you can volunteer. And of course, you can donate as well. All of that is on our website at 8daysofhope.com.
Okay, I'm going to ask you kind of a personal sort of question. This I think this personally applies to this situation. You know, you've spent a significant portion of your time in Buffalo over the years. That's not a warm place. That's a place that gets very cold. You know, do you have any tips to these people who are just trying? I mean, their houses are probably now, in some cases, below freezing on the inside. And that's probably not a situation you've come into. You know, just any kind of tips to try to stay warm.
At the end of the day, some of the tips would have been helpful on the front end, keeping your faucets, let them drip so the pipes don't freeze. Having some charged batteries for your phone or for your flashlight, having candles, but be responsible with candles because they give you light, they don't really give you heat. At the end of the day, it's about staying in contact the best you can with your loved ones. Do not fight this battle alone. Find a warming station. Find a local church that has heat, and try to connect that way. Of course, you want to take care of your pets as well. We're sensitive to that. We're going to have food available to those in need we think for weeks. There's going to be need for food. And again, we'll be providing hot meals. But at this point, it's about staying in open line communication with your loved ones. If you fall out of contact with a loved one, don't assume the worst, but do all you can to stay in contact with your loved ones so they know that you're okay. But finding a warming station, finding food, finding a hot shower, finding a place where you can go in public to get out of the house so you can warm up. We all think we're Superman. We're not 20 or 30. Sometimes we're 50 or 60. Our bodies don't react the same way as they used to. If it means going in your car and starting your car and warming up for a while, of course, don't do that inside a closed garage because some bad things can happen there as well. But man, we're praying for all of our friends in Northeast Mississippi. I lived there for 20 years. I'm in Buffalo now. Yesterday, we got 14 inches of snow. 14 inches. But you know what? We're driving on the roads because we're used to it. Unfortunately, in Northeast Mississippi, you don't have the salting equipment or the plows. So stay safe. Stay in a controlled environment. You can always have extra coats and blankets on you, but I'm praying for a quick recovery for all of Northeast Mississippi. And again, stay tuned to 8daysofhope.com or follow us on Facebook. We'll be releasing more sites for food, and we'll be releasing where we're deploying our our rapid response arm as well. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I flew in from Atlanta last night at 1 a.m. and slept for about 4 hours. So I'm not my usually peppy self, but know that we love you, Northeast Mississippi, and we're going to do our best to help you along this journey.
Well, I think if you were peppy, that might not fit the theme of a lot of people around here. A lot of
Sure.
people around here are exhausted. There was worry going in. Was this going to be like 94? I've talked to emergency managers today that in many cases said it was worse in some ways than that. So I think we understand. And your heart for the people of North Mississippi, for places all over the country, but especially for here, is felt. And so we appreciate everything that you guys have done. So we'll stay tuned again to 8daysofhope.com and go ahead.
Yeah, and to your point, Matt, we could deploy. We have calls coming from all over the country, and we're not excited to race down the road to go to Tennessee or Ohio or Kentucky when people in our own backyard, people that travel with us. I mean, a lot of people are affected. They travel with us around the country serving others, and so we feel the right thing to do is to kind of take care of the home base at least out of the gate. So again, feeding starts tomorrow at noon. If you want to volunteer, email us at feeding@8daysofhope.com. But we're going to be in Tupelo, Blue Mountain, and New Albany. All the sites are on our website. We think we're going to be expanding that feeding arm the next day or the day after. We're looking to get to Oxford, maybe to Corinth and Boonville as well. So again, follow us on Facebook, and anything we can do to serve people, we do our best to underpromise and hopefully over-deliver. But Matt, thanks for all that you do. I love that you're using instant communications through your sites to tell people how they can get a warm meal and maybe get some relief as well.
Well, I mean, ultimately, there was phase one, which was telling people it's going to happen. And at this point here, we've got other meteorologists can make sure we give the weather forecast this week. But I think the number one thing is we have to meet people where they are and serve them where they are. And that's what you guys do. And, you try to underperform, under promise, over deliver. It's just like Jesus multiplying the loaves and fishes, right? Hopefully God,
Amen.
you put yourself there and you let
Amen.
God do that, right?
Amen. Well, we hope in the next 36 hours to announce to our volunteer base across the country, all 63,000 volunteers, our plans to serve in Northeast Mississippi beyond food, even though we think we'll be feeding for quite a while. And so again, maybe you're watching this and your home wasn't affected and maybe your community is doing, better than most. You're going to learn of a way that you can serve for a day or two with 8 days of hope to serve some of these communities. I mean, I'm looking at Oxford, Matt, and there's some other communities up in that county. Oh my gosh, my heart is broken, but we're going to do our best we can to serve. But again, to sign up for our text alerts, text the word hope to 86373. We'll let you know where you're going. Come join us.
And if you want to, again, help with the feeding ministry they're doing, that's feeding at 8daysofhope.com. We have that at the bottom of the screen there right now as well. Steve, anything else you want to add?
Now, donations, as always, I hate bringing that up, but we expect that we'll be making tens of thousands of meals here in the next 5, 7 days. And of course, if you bought food for your family, I know I have 5 kids, and when the grandkids are over, forget the budget. But if you want to sow into a ministry, know that every penny you give, because our partners cover our fixed costs. They're on our website. But every penny you give will be spent in Northeast Mississippi. Now, 4 of our national partners are in Northeast Mississippi. So shout out to Renaissance Bank, Crescent Memorial, American Family Radio, and Barnes Crossing Auto Group. But if you want to donate to provide food or to support those in need, with this storm, every penny will be spent doing that. You can give online at 8dayshope.com or you can text the word give to 86373 and make a donation right online. But thankful for our 4 national partners in Northeast Mississippi as well.
Okay, hold on. I'm typing this bottom of the screen as we're talking about here. Text give to one more time.
86373. And they can give online through their phone, or they can go to our website, 8dayshope.com, and give online. But again, every penny raised during this horrific storm, Fern, will be spent in Northeast Mississippi. So it's not used for a salary or a truck or or an expense of flying somewhere, but it's going to be spent buying food and providing help to those right there in Northeast Mississippi. So 100% pass through.
And I think we only once, for only one day, did me and my family get the opportunity to help out in Amory with what you guys did. And I don't think people understand the organization, the coordination, the level of professionalism you guys provide, and then just the
Thank you.
outpouring of support that you really give. And the goal of it is, again, 8 days of hope. And it was amazing just seeing people's eyes how it really makes a difference. So just thank you guys for doing this all over the place. I know you're doing God's work in the world. And we're just, if there's anything we can do to get that message out, to amplify it for you, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I'll be getting hold of you in the next day or two because we'll know where our rapid response team is going. And that's the team that can remove trees off your roof and off your driveway and tarp your roof. So more information coming in the next day or two, but I'll reach out to you, man. Thanks so much.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it so much. Steve Tybor with 8 Days of Hope. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live.
Thanks, brother.
This afternoon. I was going to say this morning. Been a long few days there.
Thank you, brother.
Again,
God bless you,
power
man.
outages. Hey, God bless you too. Power outages continue to be one of the issues, if I get my mouse in the right spot over here, that we are contending with here across the region. And obviously power crews continuing to get things cleaned up and trying to get in there and fix things. I did get the chance to talk to a few emergency managers over the last couple of hours here. Here's kind of some of the updates we're getting. Alcorn County, again, no power, and from most of the county, honestly, no gas, no gasoline because of that as well. But there's some issues there up in Tishomingo County. Talking to the emergency manager there, the northern part of the county, Iuka northward, that there's some real issues. Southern part of the county, Dennis, the water is back on. But one of the problems is that they're trying to get some of the power on, and they're trying to fix power lines. Other trees are falling all around them. the northern part of the county, and talking to a very well-renowned national storm chaser, he commented to me, he's been chasing for years, and he said some of the damage up there in the northern part of the county is as bad as he's seen anywhere. So it's just significant ice issues there. Prentiss County, talking to Bud Lindsay, the emergency manager there, said things are actually going better than he thought they might. He woke up this morning, saw the fact that it was sunny outside, said it's going to be a good day. They've made good progress. They've got power on a lot of spots, but obviously there's many locations where that is not worse. And one of the things in talking to some of the emergency managers in these counties, a consensus starting to form that this was probably a worse ice storm than basically the baseline 1994, which everyone talks about, probably a worse ice storm, but perhaps and likely some of the preventative measures, getting resources in place, making sure to preventively cut, the right-of-ways for electricity provision, that those sorts of things have made a difference in hopefully getting things back in place. Talking to the retired emergency manager up there in Alcorn County as well. One of the things he also mentioned, with regards to power, you've got to wait until the lines coming in are reestablished. And so that means, again, it's kind of crazy, but you have basically 100% of people up in Alcorn County out of power at this time. A lot of cold folks, a lot of folks that need warming. And speaking to that point, as far as warming is concerned, our partners at the North Mississippi Storm Chasers have been tirelessly maintaining a list of warming shelters across the part of the state, northern part of the state. They have that list, again, continuously updated. They started that on the 20th. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that into our chat just so that you have that there. This is a list of the warming stations, their list that they are they've put together there. That is in our chat on Facebook there. So if you're looking for a warming station, you can find it there. And I see somebody saying 94 was worse. Individual impacts for individual folks are different. We're talking collective, large-scale impacts in many spots. It depends on where you're at. In Tupelo, 94 was worse. In Prentiss County, Alcorn County, Tishomingo County, Tippah County, possibly Union, possibly Lafayette, there's a pretty good chance that 2026 was worse. So again, depending on where you're at, it might not be worse, it might be better. Either way, we have two high-end major ice events that are causing long-term impacts to folks here. So if you have resources or something you'd like to pass along, go and put that on our Facebook page and share that with us. We appreciate all of you for doing that. You have been so kind. And again, I think an important part of this is that everybody is going to try to continue and need to continue to kind of reach out and work together on this as we go forward over the course of the next few days here. Next scheduled broadcast is going to be coming up at 5 p.m. here. Our meteorologist, Gabe Maynor, and I'm sure I'll pop in with something. We'll be up to date on everything going on there. It is going to be very, very cold tonight. Once again, single digits to low teens. And when folks don't have power, listen, I know some of you are going, no big deal, but there are others that is not the case. Our prayers, our thoughts are with those people. Again, 8 Days of Hope. The reason we started this live stream there is coming for Feeding Ministries. More information on that, of course, on our Facebook page as we get closer. Keep it here for the latest, and thank you for watching Mississippi Live Weather.
Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.